Hello everybody, this is Carol from Friendly Quail. I'm here today with a Try Something New Tuesday. And what I'm going to do today, and I hope you'll stay with me for it, is I'm going to make some feathers out of book pages. I watched Gi Kerr, and I will link her video below, and she made some of these feathers. And I have an idea. This is just a prototype because I wanted to try it before I started a video, but I wanted to try to make some of these and maybe mix it and with a real feather or two or three, I don't know. But I think what I want to do is make a dangle for on my spine of my bird journal, which I'm almost finished with. So this is also a hashtag bird journal challenge video. But it is a try something new because I am trying something that I saw on someone else's channel. So I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to bring some book pages over. Now this is what I'm using. It's an old Reader's Digest, and it was nice and kind of yellowed. And that's what I used to make that. So what she did, and I have a couple done because you have to let it dry, is she glues a piece of wire, and she used what do you call it, florist wire. I didn't have that, but I did have this wire. And so she glues that in between papers, and the glue eventually, with paint or gesso and things you put on it, eventually makes it a pretty stiff, you know, thing. It's not gonna bend real bad or anything. So what she did is she used glue stick, and she used like some Fabri-Tac to help hold the wire in. So I am going to, I think I'm going to cut this off. Okay, and I'm going to sorry about that. I'm going to put glue stick over this. If I don't get it to the very ends of all of it, that's okay with me. But I do need it to be along this edge here that I just cut off. Okay. So I've got lots of glue stick on here. And I'm going to lay this wire on here, and do that. Put some, I'm going to just put it right on like this over the top of it, rather than try to get it on the wire. So that was Fabri-Tac. And now I'm going to fold this in half. Over that wire. Now I'm going to rub it down. I want to be able to see where that wire is. So I just kind of rubbing it down. Now you really can't see where the wire is, but you will be able to see it eventually, because now this has to dry before I could make it into a feather. But here's one that I did, and it's already dry. So what she did is she took her ink, and she just kind of went over it like this, and then that really made the wire stand out so you can see where it is. I got that one a little crooked. And here's one that's going to be bigger. Okay. Now I can see where the wire is, so I know where to cut my feather, but you cut it free-handed. So I'm going to kind of try to get a feather shape, and I just from experimenting, if you do like a point on the end, it's almost like making a leaf shape. So I'm going to go around to here and go by that, and then I'm going to come down like this. So let's see, it's almost like a leaf shape. Okay. Then you have to cut these openings in it. So she kind of curved like this. Now I hope you'll be able to see this okay. I'm using my scissors and I'm just going to kind of cut a curve into it. And then I'm going up a little bit further than where that was, and I'm cutting the same curve. So this one I got a little thin right there. So I've got an opening right there. And you just start doing that. Now sometimes I went with a curve, more of a curve. Other times I did just a little cut in like this. So I've got a shorter one. I don't like having a square edge, so I just rounded that off. So you just keep doing that. Some are going to go in further. We know that feathers start to split after a while. And so you're just trying to make that look. Okay. Don't like the curve or the square, rounding it off. So that is what you do. I'm going to do some smaller ones in here, maybe some closer together. Sort of like when you're fussy cutting, you just sort of move the paper while you're cutting your scissors down. There. Just put a little bit of a straight one in there. Okay. Now, I found it was just easier to start at the bottom and go up. And I think that's what she did too. There we go. Round it. Around it. So I'm just going maybe like I'm starting and then I'm just going a little bit higher up, and so that I maybe am an 1/8 inch up or something like that. You can do it any way you want, and I think I've just played with it. I cut a couple of small ones, I made a couple big ones, and it was fun. And I still have I'm just finishing up my bird journal challenge, so I've got bird feathers on the brain. And I came up with this idea for using this along with real feathers in a spine dangle. And I am going to do that once I get a few of these done. So that's a feather there. Okay. Now I'm not sure I'm going to be using anything this big in my dangle. I'm going to do one more here, and then I'll go on to the next step. This one might be a little bit okay. A little bit more of the size that I want. That adding that fabric tack in there, that gives you, it really hangs onto the wire. Okay. And we'll cut some little slits into this. If you don't like them that deep, just make them closer to the edge. You can put a number of them in a row. You can leave space between. I think these turn out so cute. Just making that not pointed, not squared. I mean, they're pointed, they're not square. All right. Okay. Getting near the top, I'm going to make them a little bit differently. Okay. No matter how they turn out, it's okay. Doesn't want to. I think I cut that a little bit. Okay. Almost done. Let's do the other side. I did try doing some of them double to see if they were if they'd be better for hanging on the outside, and some of those little ones that I have that you'll see, I did double. So I used, instead of only 2 pages, I used 4. But they really aren't too wimpy because the glue helps it get stiffer if you let it dry. I would not suggest cutting these right away because it was mushy and it made it more difficult to do. So if you're thinking of making this, give it a few minutes to at least to dry before you start cutting your curves in it, your feathers. I think I'm going to do one more little one up here. There. Okay. Now I've got my recycle right down here. I'm going to just sweep it off into it. Get that out of the way. Okay. Now you can do some more. These are some of the other little ones that I made. These are the ones that are doubled, and they are stiffer, so it might be better. You know, this still has a little bit of a movement on it. take your distress ink and put it on the feathers, kind of brown them up. And that gives them that vintage look. But we're also going to use gesso. Been really having fun with the bird journals. I made 2, so watch for the flip throughs. The bird journal challenge, where I did all of the different things, and then another one that I just did because I had so much bird things, so many bird things that I wanted to use them. Okay, so these are already distressed, and the next step is gesso. Now I left these kind of long because if I'm going to use this on a dangle, I didn't know how long I'd need it, so I have an idea of what I'm going to do, but I decided that I would leave them longer. I'd rather cut off and then not have it long enough. Gi Kerr did some, and I'm going to just kind of put some gesso on it using a bristle brush like this. It gives you almost like little lines in it if you come out from the center that look feathery, little streaks. And that was, you can make them as white or not white as you want. They do get lighter as they dry. She used some of her big ones and made prayer feathers with beads and things like that on them, which you could also do. On your cover if you wanted. Okay. You kind of get the gesso. You could use paint. You could paint these colors. She suggested maybe doing glitter on some things for Christmas. I think these would be fun to use in a number of different ways. Just kind of fun. Again, just on my fingers. Okay. I don't have anything to stick them in to dry, but they're drying pretty well here. So then if you want, you can put more gesso on. I'm going to take this one that I had before and put a little more gesso on it. I will leave the edges kind of browned. I'll end up putting a little more distress on it. These are really kind of fun to do and simple, and I thought perfect for in a bird journal. You could put it on the cover, you could put it in I'm going to be making a dangle to put on the spine, but make it so that you can take it off. I've already got a big thing on the front cover, which is why I did a writing board. This is going to be kind of tough to write in it without something that you can put underneath it. So Gi Kerr did this, and it just kind of came up in my feed, and I thought, how fortuitous. I'm going to try that. I wonder if these will be dry that I can just continue and make my thing, or if I have to, I think I might have to let it dry and make a different video with the dangle on it, making the dangle. So I'm going to try something new Tuesday. It's just going to be making these feathers. I have Gi Kerr's video linked below in the description box, so hit the little more underneath the title and you will be able to get to her channel. She does a lot of really flowery things, which isn't really my style, but she's very, very good at what she does. So there we go. And I think that's going to be it. I'm going to go wash my brush. I'm going to let these dry, and then I'm going to come back and just dress the edges of the feathers a little bit again, like this. But I have to make sure they're dry. I did this one first as a double. And again, I might hit the quill. Part of the feather. Again, with my distress. Kind of a whitish, brownish feather. And I like that. I think that'll look really cool with what I have in mind. So I'm going to end this video and come back in another video to do the dangle. And I also have gilding wax to do yet. So the next video after that will be a flip through of the bird journal. So thanks for being with me. Try something new. It's kind of fun. You can use these for all kinds of different things. So easy peasy. And that's it. So I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for being with me. Bye.